Yeah, going back, watching the video and getting everything graded and looked at, our defense was stellar. They played really well, had some really good individual performances, but also as a group and as a team, they executed and did the things right together. I think that was the one thing that really showed up, is how we're executing the calls and everyone's doing their responsibility and then playing with great effort. Obviously Kevin Ellis had another big game for us. His ability to stop the run and rush the passer helps a lot. Titus Wall had a really big game for us, made some huge plays, some great effort plays. He was a difference maker. Farron came in and had some great production and made plays, got a nice interception, which really helped us. So overall, defensively, they were stellar. Offensively, I thought we did a good job of executing and moving the ball at times. Made some real big plays, made some crucial plays when the pressure was on. Jason did a really good job of decision making and understanding what the coverages were. His ability to get completions in the second half and run and make plays with his legs was critical to winning the game. We just got to take care of the ball, do a better job of securing and taking care of the ball and finishing the game the way you need to. And then on special teams, other than the kickoff cover, we did a good job.
When you look at Jason starting out the game, he was like 7 of 16 in the first half, but only threw one incompletion the entire second half. Just kind of what you see change there? Is that play calling? Is that just him settling down?
Yeah, I think he missed a couple of passes that he normally wouldn't miss. 2 of them on third down. One was an option route. Some of the line games and penetration they got, I think, had a little bit of effect on that. And then a curl route that we would normally always hit on third down. They made some plays on defensively. They gave us a couple of different looks. We weren't expecting all the drop 8. And sometimes the windows and the timing against drop 8 change. The thing he did a great job against that is running the ball and making first downs with his legs. And then came out in the second half and just was on target, on time, and receivers were getting where they needed to be better. It was just the whole operation was much better in the second half. So that was really what changed.
Coach, some of these turnovers have happened late in the plays. So where's the line that you coach between second effort and ball security?
Yeah, well, that I'll take the blame on the one at the end of the game with Isaac, because we talked about, hey, you're probably going to be wide open. We know what they're going to do. They did exactly what they showed they were going to do. He was wide open. I should have just told him, make sure you secure the ball and get down. We don't need a touchdown. We just need to run out the clock. So, he hasn't had a lot of catches here, and he was excited about it and trying to do, extra effort. But we'll make sure that doesn't happen again.
Talk about the defense's performance. There was multiple times there in the red zone where they're stopping them, especially in the second. They had second and goal at the 1 and ended up still getting them off on fourth and goal at the 1. What is it about that part of the field where the defense you see is able to be so special?
Yeah, first in the passing game, we had guys covered, and there was no really where to go with the ball. Had a good idea of what they were going to do, same things that we practiced throughout the week, and they did a good job of preparation in the week. As far as stopping the run, we had some great individual efforts, some defeating blocks and making huge tackles. And normally, on the offensive side of the ball, you say when you get hit, you always got to fall forward. Well, that didn't happen. Our guys were knocking them back and turn tackling them and not letting them get in the end zone.
You leave your corners in a lot of one-on-one situations. What makes you so confident play in and play out to just let those guys be in those one-on-one situations?
Well, they're good players. They got good technique and good talent. They're mentally tough, so they're going to play one game at a time. And they understand they're out there by themselves a lot. It's not always that way. Sometimes it's they know where their help is. They know what leverage to play. They know where to funnel the receiver. So they're smart enough to be able to change their technique depending on what the actual coverage is. It's not just always, I'm in this alignment and this is how I'm playing straight man every play, because we really don't believe in that, but we believe in taking away the easy throws, getting up there and challenging, and particularly in this game, coming into the game, these guys RPO game, they were getting a lot of easy throws, a lot of easy completions, and I thought that was one thing our strategy defensive staff had, was to take away the easy throws, make him, read clutch or hold the ball, get him out of his timing. Helped us a lot because he's still a young guy and he still, reacted by running around, and that's kind of what young guys do if they're not in rhythm. So that helped us a lot.
Thought the post-game conversation about analytics the other day was kind of fascinating. Just kind of where do you draw the line on that? How much do you use that kind of in your coaching?
Yeah, I understand the analytics, and we do take it into consideration all the time. We're always talking about it, thinking about it. What does it say here? What does it say there? All those things. But I do believe that, some of it is for video games that, you got to take into account your players and their players. Like how good is that defensive end that it says on 4th and 1, go for it. Or we get knocked back, are we knocking them off the ball? How, where does all the individual, players come into play? So that's really all I was saying, is there's more to it than just somebody on a computer that says on the, 90% of the time you should go for 2 or go for it on 4th and 3 or, whatever that is. There's more to it than that. It's how our players match up against their players.
And you feel like you have a pretty good gut just when you're able to go for whatever on the...
I feel like my gut keeps getting bigger, so I need to start getting on a better diet, that's for sure.
How much have you seen the use of analytics change from, when you started to now?
They've changed a lot, and some people really follow them, and some people use it as an excuse for making a bad decision. Oh, I was just doing what the analytics said, so that's my feeling about it.
You said
Probably not, I probably shouldn't have said that, but that's just how I feel about it.
You said Dimitri he dinged his hamstring in the game and wasn't able to finish. Do you have an update on him yet?
No, I haven't met with the trainers yet.
And Kyrie, did he come back after coming out like?
Yeah,
Okay.
Kyrie was all right. They just, when you go down like that, they make you sit out a play, even if you use a burn a timeout. I tried to burn a timeout and get Titus back in, because someone told me it was his helmet, but it wasn't that his helmet came off, it was that he had a, injury.
He's good.
Yeah, he didn't really have an injury, he was just hurting a little bit, He got hit, or he did the hitting pretty hard, so.
Montrae kind of has the ability, special teams defense, just he has a knack for a big play. He ended the game with an interception. Just what are your thoughts on his performance and how he's evolved in the past year and a half?
Yeah, in every game that he's played here, he's played well. He competes extremely hard. He's very smart. He understands the passing game. He understands receiver splits and different things that they try to do. He works hard in practice and getting better all the time. He's got great hands, so anytime he gets a chance to make an interception, he's usually going to do it. And then he's been stellar on special teams and not just on kickoff return. He's great on punt cover. That helps us a lot, his speed and ability to get down there on punt cover. So he's just a really good football player.
Is there anything you rehashed with the group? You've been at home for a month now as you hit the road for conference play.
You mean as far as traveling?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll go
Travel,
through. Yeah, we'll go through how we're going to travel, what we want to do, how we approach everything. So yeah, that's something we need to remind everybody about. Have a business trip and go down and try to get a win and come home.
Special teams, kind of early this season, a couple kickoff returns for a touchdown, a couple muffed punts. It doesn't seem like you've settled on a punt return, Hunter Wood, just kind of being out there for the first time the other day. Yeah, Jason, just going back and watching yourself from the other day, you said after the game that you kind of looked at the stats and were just like, oh, I need to get better there, but only one incompletion the entire second half. Just what clicked for you to be able to lead your team back?
I figured it was more of just a kind of mental thing for me. I had to lock in and focus more than I did in the first half. I know there were some throws I definitely could have made, and so I went out there the second half and tried to be as perfect as possible, and the results showed.
How did you notice that you maybe weren't as focused or in the mental spot that you should have been there in the first half?
I just knew that there was a couple times that maybe could have made a play here and there, I felt like if I made the play, then maybe, you know, offense might have looked better and moved the ball smoother. So I went to the second half to try to see, like, I don't know, what might have been a thing. Like, I felt like we were just that close to scoring a few times. And when I looked at the stat sheet, that I figured I could have been a difference myself. So I just took it upon myself to be better.
You talked about wanting to make a play at the end for the defense after they had played so well. How much do you guys feed off of them, and how much do you sense that they feed off of you guys?
I think, yeah, we're a big family, we're a team, so if one guy goes down, we bring somebody back up, and vice versa. And before the UCA game, Coach gave us a little speech about holding the rope, and that's basically what we did. Got to hold the rope for each other. If someone falls, got to grab the rope so they don't fall.
So when you see them dropping back 8 men in coverage like this, does that have you thinking tuck it and run, or does that have to do with what happens after the play?
Definitely, it gives you an idea, especially with as much time as I have and there's little small lanes and stuff like that. But yeah, they kind of gave me a little easier route to escape the pocket, especially if someone wasn't there. I just made the most of it.
Much fun is it to have your running style? This is fun for us to watch. You're shifting around and everything, moving around the pocket, but just for you being the one doing it, just what's that like?
It feels good. It definitely feels good to get out there and run around a bit, get some space going. But you know, it's just I've been doing it for so long. At this point, it's just second nature.
And Tyrone was the big receiver this week. First couple weeks it was Xavier. What can you say about working with that receiver room and the guys that are in there?
I love working with the guys. You know, we always got guys. You know, some days guys want to throw after and work after and watch film. We do a lot of things outside of the practice ourselves. So I feel very confident in every single one of the guys that go out there and play. And like you said, like we had Tyrone go out there and show out this week, and maybe next week we might have someone else. But you know, I have great confidence in all the guys that we have.
Who's this week's receiver? Are you going to tell us?
I can't do that. I can't.
No, just what do you see in Illinois State going in this week?
Pretty much kind of like the same as last week. They're pretty physical. They have some guys that kind of can beat other people up and stuff like that. So we're gonna go out there and just be as physical as possible as we did this week. Try to establish the run game early and take some shots later on.
They have some big corners. Just kind of what's that look like from a quarterback side when they got some big guys on?
Yeah, big corner is definitely tough. They make it harder to throw a deep ball, kind of harder to get it over their head and stuff like that. And when they press, they have a little bit more range and stuff like that. But we got some guys that are quick and get them moving around and create some space, and I think we'll be all right with the big corners.
It's been a few years since you've been on winning football teams, and right now you're leading this team right now to being up to a pretty good start. Just kind of how much fun has it been for you just kind of coming over here and doing this?
Yeah, it's definitely been big. Like you said, I realized that I haven't really won a game since 2018 before the UCA game. So just winning is always good. Everything is better when you're winning and stuff like that. And we're just going to try to keep the streak going and keep pushing.
The conference gets a lot of hype. Was that first game about what you were expecting it to be?
Yeah, it was a great little test first conference game. I like to see what the rest of the conference is looking like, and I know there's going to be big challenges coming up, and I'm really excited for it.
Montrae, just what was that like? Game on the line, you get that interception there at the end zone.
Oh, that felt great. It felt like we all held the rope. I just did my job for real. So.
You didn't let go of the ball after the game, did you?
Oh no, I still got it in my room.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm just trying to hang it up. It's memories right there. That was a great game. We fought hard to the end.
As you're running off the field, the whole team is just going crazy on the sideline, and then you get, what is it, a sledgehammer type thing?
Turnover sledgehammer, yeah.
Just, what's it like in that moment for you?
I don't know. I can't really explain it. It's exciting, but surprising at the same time. So I don't know.
Why sledgehammer? I mean, there's chains, there's all these other things, but why'd you guys go sledgehammer?
Throughout the summer, we was smashing the rock. After every Friday or workout week. So we just smash the rock, and then that'll be like the opponent. So we just went out, brought out a sledgehammer every time we came out. So it was our toughness.
We heard hold the rope from Jason. Just kind of what went into that speech that went on earlier last week.
Coach P really just put that on us to make sure we got each other's back on all phases of the ball, special teams, offense and defense, and just as a whole team, coaching staff. Just make sure everybody got their back in this game.
You you got interceptions, you got kickoff returns for touchdowns already in your career here. Do you kind of go into a game expecting to make a big play like that, or is it just happens?
Yeah, you can say I go in the game expecting stuff like that. It usually just happens. Whatever time of the game it is, it just happens.
What do you think your ability to make contributions like that, what does that bring to this team?
I think it's really special that I'm able to make plays, but it's really off my teammates with the D-line, linebackers, getting at the quarterback. It makes my job look a lot easier.
What's about that red zone that makes you guys stand up there?
Oh yeah, we had to tighten up on our red zone defense. As you seen in the UCA game, it wasn't as good, so we had to come out a lot stronger in the red zone, back to where we were in the spring.
And what was it that turned around for you guys there?
Just more communication and just doing our job on 11s.
I see you and Montrae chirping at receivers a lot during the games. Do y'all plan your trash talk that you're going to do, or is it just like a heat of the moment type thing?
Sometimes I go into the game and talk trash, but it's really on the receiver, whatever he's doing, or whatever. We usually do it in practice too, so it's not really like nothing new.
You guys were trying to get that Winningham guy tossed again, weren't you?
Who?
The Winningham guy, Central Arkansas, 2 weeks ago?
Oh yeah, we was. That was the plan. That was the plan for sure. I think he knew that too, so
Yeah.
he tried to calm down throughout the game.
After that game, I think Coach Beard came up to you and Tyrone, I think, and talked about this is why you come here to put respect on the pro. Is that a reason why you come here, and how special is it to see this build?
Coach Beard, we really close. So him giving me the opportunity to come here was such a blessing. So that's why he said that. And having Tyrone Scott come here after what he's been through at Central too, so it's really good.
How does that help to have a guy that you knew up there on this team as well?
It's good. Yeah, we roommates and stuff. He's a lot of motivation to me on and off the field. So.
How'd you recruit him to come here? You got to be a part of that, right?
It was a little something. He was watching us play last year. I think he had entered the transfer portal during spring, and he was just trying to find somewhere to go. I was like, bro, you can come here, ball out. And it was just like, yeah, bro, I want to play with you again, this and that. But it was on him at the end of the day.
What is it about Illinois State's offense? What do you see in that?
Oh, I ain't even go over it yet. We're going to make the corrections from this Saturday and get to them probably tonight.
How big are winning these conference games, especially on the road?
Oh, very big. I think every game was a big game. It's just about the next one.
And then also after that game, I think you had the ball, and you mentioned you've been working on your hands. How do you work on your hands there?
I be picking them boys off at practice. I ain't gonna snitch on Shelley, but I be picking them off.
Do you let them know about that? Do you pick them off in practice?
Nah, I ain't gonna brag.